Hello golfers, Jess Frank coming to you from the Jess Frank Golf Academy here at the beautiful Deer Creek Golf and Country Club. I love teaching this game, and today we're going to talk to you about how to make the golf swing dynamic and the 3 keys to making the golf swing dynamic. And I'm going to talk about extension, tilt, and turn. And these are 3 words that are always misunderstood in the golf industry and teaching golf, and by golfers who are looking to improve their golf games. And I see so many people that are misunderstanding the extension piece, and the extension piece is just a huge power source that creates a dynamic movement of the golf swing. So, you know, the golf swing is athletic, it's dynamic. There's movement, there is violent movement in the golf swing, and sometimes too violent for you guys out there, but there is movement in the golf swing, and it does not include staying tucked down and flexed over and bending your arms. And so let's get into extension. Number 1 is extension. So when we talk about extension, we talk about extending our body, straightening the legs, pushing the pelvis forward, almost like a backflip like this here. So tuck the hips, extending forward. So extension is huge for you. Huge, huge, huge for dynamic motion and movement that's going to help you hit the ball farther, higher, and straighter. And so when we do that, extension. So who gets extension? Let's say if you're going to chop a piece of wood, you're going to have the axe man. You're going to hit that as hard as you can, because now you have extension back to flexion. You don't have just staying down here and trying to chop wood. You stay there forever trying to chop a piece of wood off. Or, you know, or somebody who's driving a hammer into a nail. Boom, like that. So that's super important. That's how you create extension. Extension is a enormous part of the golf swing that is very misunderstood. And so how do you do that? They're like, okay, well, if I'm going to extend, Jess, then how do I ever hit the ball? Well, that brings me to my second word, is tilt. Some people call it side bend. I like to call it tilt. So tilt, you're tilting left and you're tilting right in the backswing and downswing, okay? So that's how you start to do it. So you're combining tilting, you're combining extending and tilting. So you notice my buttons right here, my shirt placket right here is going to the sky. It's not staying flexed over. So when I put my hands on the club, as I swing back, okay, it's hard to see down the line or face on. So if I'm like this, it's hard to see the extension. But if I turn on a 45-degree angle and I swing this club back and I extend, tilt, and turn my body, you can see I've got plenty of room for my left arm to swing around my body. It gives me a lot of room to orbit the body, okay? Or orbit the arm around the body. So that's really, really important. So what I would say is that extending, tilting, and turning is what you want. And so here's another key about the dynamic fundamentals of golf, is that one of the things when you're swinging is that as you extend and tilt, your arms are going in an opposite direction of your body tilt. So your body's tilting that way and your arms are going that way. Because here's the big thing, is that your arms weigh about 8% of your body weight. And so if your arms go back, you have to stabilize your body. And because if you keep just following your arms back, that's when you get that turn, you know, that look like this, where your hips are that way and your upper body is the other way. So the way all the tour players get that centered pivot is that they're actually pushing their arms away and tilting and staying right in the center. So that's super important for you when you're practicing, is understanding that, is that your arms are pushing away from your body and your body's tilting away. So you're actually tilting and extending in the opposite direction of your turn. And then you do that same on the follow through. So both ways. Here, here. Really important. So we've got extension, we're learning about extension, we're learning about tilt. That's very important. And now we're going to talk about turn, okay? So the upper body, by extending and tilting your body, turns your body. You don't have to turn your body anymore. It automatically turns your body. So what we do want to turn though is our pelvis, our pelvic region here. We want to turn. So here's our lower center. We have an upper center, lower center. Talk about your lower center. So that your lower center turns back towards the target. So it pivots this way. So that's the turning sensation. Did a video about Greg Norman. Greg Norman talked about right pocket back. That was his key. That's what this is. So you're turning that pocket back. You're turning the pelvis back. Okay. I see so many people moving laterally. That's no good in the backswing. You don't want that. That shifts the weight too far to the back foot. So as you pivot back, what happens? That puts the weight on the front foot. Now what that does is that creates the largest amount of room for your pelvis to swing around. So now you're swinging almost 180 degrees. Your pelvis is moving around the most. You're turning the most by doing this. So not only this pelvis back, but as you come through, now that pelvis turns all the way through. So you're turning from back to front. So you have tons of rotation, tons of turning, but the extension and the tilt part are what's crucial to this. So not only are you extending, tilting, but you're turning with the hips, the weight's on the front, that's giving you the most amount of turn forward. So it's gonna look like this in the swing. So I'm gonna feel extension, turning, tilting in the opposite direction of my turn, and we're gonna hit a shot here. And what this also does, helps me keep my arm straight, help me keep the radius, all the things we always talk about, okay? And I hit a pretty good shot. So those are three dynamic fundamentals that you can use. You know, basically golf was always taught with grip, alignment, stance, and posture. So the gas method. However, those aren't dynamic, those are static, those are pre-swing. Grip, stance, alignment, posture. You're not making a golf swing. So what makes the golf swing? Not grip, alignment, stance, and posture. Not saying those aren't important, but the dynamic motion of extension, tilting, and turning, and understanding how that works on both sides of your swing is really, really important to your game. It can really help you. It can make your golf swing so much better, so much more dynamic, and you're able to create a lot more speed. So all those people out there who are looking for more speed, more power, more distance, extension, tilting, and turning. Extend, learn how to extend. Learn how to extend your body. Learn how to extend your body, okay? Learn how to tilt your body, okay? The tilt, to give you a little tip, the tilting is a ginormous, huge lever in your body. Your tilt is a huge lever, back and forth, gigantic lever, back and forth. This is called the catapult. So where does that come from? That sets you up with extension and tilt. The more you extend, the more you tilt, the more you create a catapult in your body. That's a huge lever that can add tons of distance. When you stay flexed over and you turn, you don't get any tilt, you don't get any catapult, so you're losing a huge lever of the swing. So not only are you losing, you know, so you turn less, so you lose the pelvic motion here, you lose the extension and the tilt, and also I'll tell you something, you want a bigger shoulder turn, extend and tilt. Extend and tilt the most. Extend and tilt the most. Get the buttons up to the sky the most. That will give you the most amount of extension, the most amount of tilt, the most amount of turn in your shoulders. Okay, so if you just try to turn your shoulders, you won't get as much turn as if you extend and tilt. So that's a huge, huge portion of the golf swing. Dynamic, it's dynamic. The golf swing is dynamic. So we'll go ahead and hit one more. Again, extending, tilting, turning, let the hips go, okay? Extend, tilt, and turn. And I can hit some pretty good shots that way. So really excited to bring this to you, super excited to kind of let you know about the dynamic fundamentals of the golf swing, the three words of extension, tilt, and turn that can help you hit it longer, higher, further, play better golf, and just have more fun on the course, and that's what we're all about. So again, thank you so much for watching. My name's Jess Frank. I'm a PGA teaching professional. Been doing it for over 20 years. Love helping you out there in YouTube land, get better and understand the game. And hopefully this will, definitely have a positive impact. So if you really like this video, please share it out with golfers that could use this. Also, please go ahead and subscribe and turn on your notifications for the channel. Only helps me to bring you more content. Remember, subscribing's free. Don't have to pay a dime. So just hit that red button. I'd really appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.